Hey boardies, welcome to this 4K recording for how to set up, play and review The Big Bang Theory, the party game. Now if you are watching this as a short, please make sure you head through to watch the full video as it will be over 1 minute in duration. And also make sure you check out the comments and descriptions. It's always best to comment in YouTube just because everyone else can see it. So in here we have some envelopes. You may have seen my unboxing teaser trailer preview video, so you'd have known about those already. By all means check out that playlist for unboxings. Also check out my obviously how to set up, play and review playlists. And as you can see, there's lots of cards for the game The Big Bang. Now this is The Big Bang Theory, the card game. Very slippery cards, as I mentioned before, high card stock. So we have some red cards. These are basically the theme. You're also going to have blue cards. Those are the cards you're going to work with. I asked before whether I thought this might be a Cards Against Humanity style game, and it is, although there's no bukkake in this instance, or not of what I've seen so far. So there are different variations you can play. You can basically play as a character if you want to, and these are not needed unless they come up. So everyone's going to take 7 cards, just imagine that's 7 cards, and imagine we're playing as a 3. With more players, you're going to add on the additional token. So you are going to, as a judge, let's say I'm the judge or someone's the judge, they're going to flip over a card, and it could be blank, in which case you can make it whatever you want. Or it could be, I got quite lucky here in a way, it happens to be a super awkward. So this is where you are going to chuck in 2 things into an envelope. So in this instance, I've got a bazinga, but let's just say I chose 2 regular cards. So I've got a magic cookies and a £1,500 polar bear. So what's super awkward? Well, let's say magic cookies with a polar bear. Obviously, you can't put it together, but you're going to say a £1,500 polar bear, magic cookies, whatever that means. Or 15,000 polar bear, thirst for vengeance, or something like that. So sometimes they don't combine very well. Either way, that's what's going to happen. You're going to put these in an envelope, shuffle them up, and then take the stuff out, read the stuff out, go, okay, I'm going to give 2 points to that one, 1 point to that one, and everyone's going to say, okay, well, whose was this? The downside for that is, of course, there's nothing else that's telling you who the character was, and that means everyone's need to obviously be honest about what there was. Not that everyone wouldn't be honest, but it's strange why they chose to do it like that. But let's talk about a standard game. As you can see, there are a few of these cards. These are, there's 4 of these ones, and I don't know why I did shuffle these well. Sorry, more than 4. Maybe there's 6. I need to remember how many there are now. 7, as you can see, lots of different stuff going on. The hunt for, we saw that as well. Remarkably, these were shuffled, but let's say it needs a spanking. You're going to pick one of your cards. Again, you have 7, and let's say, so, needs a spanking. What's the best thing to put in there? And then you might say alone time. Again, it doesn't really work very well in that instance, but you might say Aquaman needs a spanking, okay? So that would work better. Obviously, it sounds quite funny. So you have an Aquaman, and so you put that card face down into the pile. Someone chucks in this card face down. You're going to shuffle these up, and then look at them and go, Aquaman needs a spanking or Angry Mob needs a spanking? Well, maybe Aquaman. 2 points. They get a point. And that's how the game goes. You're going to go until you run out of these chips. There's 12 of each, so it's a 12-round game. Whoever wants to start, of course, it's going to equal amount of turns, especially as a 3. Obviously, it varies depending on the number of players. And that's it. Then you're going to total up your score. Now, interestingly, in the last game, as a 3, we all got exactly 12 points each. So we all gave ourselves the victory. Now, in terms of the judge, ultimately you need to look from the perspective of what the judge thinks. They think the judge is saying about Aquaman. In this case, obviously, it's cartoony. It's to do with, obviously, superheroes. In this instance, very geeky program. Aquaman will make sense probably why it would get those points. So that is how it works. Now, I mentioned those bazinga cards. So if any player has one of these, they can basically do like a nope. And they say, right, okay, before I do a submission, you can say, right, you flip a brand new red card and replace the red card with an entirely new one to evaluate these submissions, so hoping to do better. In this case of Hand of Apocalypse, well, maybe Aquaman might be good, flooding or whatever, but maybe an Angry Mob is better because who knows the state of in the apocalypse, how people are typically in a pretty bad mood. And that's to do with climate change and stuff I had to read some stuff about. So what do I think of the game? Well, it's nice that you have obviously the text as a reason behind Angry Mob. Any group big enough to trample me to death, general rule of thumb is 36 adults or 70 children. Sheldon, there we go. In this case, where does he poop? Raj. So, some facts about the game, some quotes. And a fair point, yeah, they've done some research into that to get this all in here. I mean, obviously all these kind of facts before, and maybe they trawled it, oh fine, let's just use that command or whatever, and obviously the picture. The game itself, it has judge in it. I don't like judge theory games, even though it is obviously randomizing who is in it. And as with all pretty much judge theory games I've given, it's a 5 out of 10 from me. There's nothing different about any other game of its type. Yes, like I said, if you like Big Bang Theory, and like I said, I have watched it all, you can obviously look through these cards. Some of the cards are funny, and most people are laughing at their own kind of stuff, which is also fine. And most people did say some of the cards are really good, some of the cards are not very good. And as you've seen, sometimes they just do not work when you're trying to combine something. So it's not very enjoyable from that perspective. It doesn't take too long. You know, we were just trying to go, oh, come on, have we not played all the cards yet? So I wouldn't give this a high rating. Like I said, 5 out of 10 is below average for me. I would give an average rating so far out of 2,300 games. I'd give it a 5. 5 out of, a 6.36 is my average rating. But that's been the Big Bang Theory, the party game. Maybe something you want to try out. I can't even get the lid on for some reason, so that's something to look into. But everything seems to be flat and fine, unless I've put it on the wrong way around, which seems strange. Why, for what looks like to be a square box, it seems to only want to go on a certain way, which at least it's orientated correctly. But thanks for watching, and for now, back to the table.